Chad, we're now talking rental property cleanup. Okay. What all does that entail? And rental property, we're talking I own a rental property, or I maybe own an apartment building. I mean, it's both types you service.
Yep. Yeah, and we're going to do for the rental property the same thing we would do at your house. Same thing we do at one of our other apartment complexes. We're going to do a thorough spring cleanup, fall cleanup, maintain your property throughout the summer. How do you want it to be taken care of? We're going to ask you those questions. How do you want this property? Do you want it cut every week? Is it that you only want to cut every other week? Are we putting mulch in this year? Are we not putting mulch in this year? Sometimes people are a little different with their rental properties than they are with their own personal property.
Sure.
So we're going to go through and ask you a series of questions and see what it is you as the customer, what do you want? How do you want this maintained? And then we're going to put a plan together that works for you.
So these are like yearly maintenance plans, sort of. Then
yes.
You're going to be the guy who takes care of my apartment building or my rental house.
Yes.
And do we talk about then the whole year of what I expect through the year? And does that include things like if I need snow plowing? I guess. Yeah, how complete?
So we can do a yearly contract.
Okay.
That encompasses all seasons. Or we can do a seasonal contract.
All right.
And a lot of times it's your preference, whatever's best for you. I don't force anybody to do yearly or I'm a no pressure sales, okay? You have to feel comfortable with what you're doing and what decision you're making. You don't need to make a decision because I pressured you into making that decision, okay? So I will never sit here and say, but you need to do this, you need to do this. No. Because I don't like when people do that to me. So I want to make sure that you are comfortable with the decision you made, that you feel good about it, because our work and our rapport that we're going to build together and the communication we're going to have is going to show you, hey, I do want to go with the next season, and next year let's just do a yearly.
Kind of earning the trust, kind of like you talked about earlier.
Yes, I can't expect to have your trust day one, because there's a lot of landscape companies out there, so we have to differentiate ourselves and say, this is why you want us, but we have to show it to you.
Can I ask? Is typically then does your relationship with an apartment owner, does that usually begin with a yard cleanup versus they need someone to plow the snow? I mean, does the relationship start with plowing the snow and then they know, oh, you guys can have me? It
depends what season they need us.
Okay, yeah.
It can start with winter or it can start with summer. There's no.
And I didn't know if they may already have a relationship with the plow guy, but well, can I ask you this? Is there a value in using you guys? I've had you do take care of the yards and all that. Is there a value in having you available to do my plowing versus somebody else?
Yes, there is. One, you already know we're reliable. Two, we're honest. Three, we're going to be there. Four, we're going to give you a decent price.
And just curious, is there, if you get a yearly contract, then does it cost a little less for to have everything done? I mean, if you've got the
yes. If I know we're gonna lock in together for the year or 2 years, whatever the case may be, then absolutely, because I know that you're gonna be my client. You know that I'm gonna be your servicer, and that just helps us build that rapport and saves time for both of us and having to find another contract for me or for you having to find another provider.
The extent of what you do to take care of the outside, because it's surprising some of the things you do, even like with the fall cleanup thing. Maybe I think a landscaper, I'm just thinking about, but you mentioned you take out a shed. What will you do for taking care of an apartment complex that may be out of the ordinary that somebody wouldn't expect from the landscaper? Is there anything in particular? I mean, obviously you take care of the grass, my plantings, clean stuff up is, and I know there's not a whole lot to, rip out, like there's not going to have a bunch of sheds or anything like that, but I just wondering if there's anything that you guys maybe have done that's maybe a little unexpected that,
We've had to clean up our all around dumpsters.
Oh, is that right? Okay. And that's.
Yeah, we've had to clean up around dumpsters. We've been requested and we've had to load trash on our trucks and haul it away.
Okay. I think that's good to know.
We've beds, mattresses that are just laying around in dumpster areas. We've had to clean all that up and haul it away if we can. And
yeah, there must be a lot that appears when you have a large apartment complex.
Yes, dude.
When people are moving out.
Yes, they sometimes just leaving it all at the front door.
Okay.
And if they're maintenance folk lot of different apartment complexes don't have a full-time maintenance person, or their maintenance person is bouncing between multiple buildings. So they'll say, we've been asked to move the stuff to the dumpster, or, okay, can you throw that on your truck real quick and just drive it over there? We will do that. And do we charge for it every time? No. Sometimes yes. It depends what we're doing. But sometimes it's, again, what is the right thing to do? What is going to differentiate Sheffield Ohio Landscaping from the competitor? Okay, because we're going to go the extra step and make sure that things are taken care of and that you're comfortable with who you have on your property.
Going the extra mile, or at least carrying the mattress the extra 100 feet to the
Exactly.
And sometimes that is going the extra mile,
Yes,
right?
it is. Yes, it is.
Got to be careful when you touch those mattresses, though. You don't know what's been out of it. Do you guys have gloves?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so before we say it, is there anything more about maintaining apartment that we should might be important to somebody who's an apartment manager?
We're going to always make sure that when we're operating our equipment, that we're keeping in mind windows, the glass of the windows, people's cars, people's personal property. We're going to respect it because we want to make sure that we're not blowing grass on people's cars.
All right.
Good point. We're not going to leave your patio a mess. We're going to make sure everything gets blown off. So I'd say apartments are unique because you have to go all those extra steps just to make sure you're.
And is that something that maybe even when you start, a relationship, or when you're first meeting them, that you walk around to see where the car is parked and all that, even let him know, or get, here's how we'll cut the grass in this direction so it's not blowing against the cars. And then I have to imagine, like, when do you start? How early or how late do you work? Because you got people living there.
Correct.
Is that kind of up to the apartment guy or whatever he feels is going to be correct for his?
It's funny. You try to, during the summertime, you go a little bit later in the evenings.
Yeah.
During the school year, I will not go to residential houses during the school year. You have small kids getting ready for school the next morning, doing their homework, whatever the case may be. So you got to be cognizant and be aware of where you are. Okay, if I've got an open property, just a commercial property, if I come to an office building where nobody lives, I can be there 6 o'clock in the morning, and I can stay there till 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, right.
I'm not disturbing anybody.
Right.
So you know your surroundings.
Okay.